Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the midweek update. Stocks finishing at the highs of the day, led by a nice bounce on the small caps. As we can see, the Russell is up 1.1%. And this was definitely a reflection of yields dropping to their 2025 lows, along with a decline in the U.S. dollar. As you know, we've seen a few disappointing earnings and mixed economic data, and then we also got easing concerns of spreading of the global trade war. So there's just been a lot of daily, intraday, and just interesting volatility day in and day out. But yeah, rates have been coming down, which has been a good sign, especially for these small cap names, as we can see here just by taking a peek at the IWM, the Russell 2000 ETF. We can see that we're right back up to this 230 level from our sudden drop over the Sunday night woes with the trade wars going on. And you know, we've also seen a little bit of a bounce here on some of the semiconductors, but you know, the semiconductor ETF is still very sloppy out there. You know, they're fun to trade and they're fun to day trade, but right now we're not really at a really good spot with some of these names. Nvidia, yeah, it recaptured the daily 200 today. We'll see if it can make some additional progress off of that. And you know, this has been something that everybody's been keeping an eye on, because Nvidia hasn't, I mean, I can keep scrolling. I mean, Nvidia hasn't visited the daily 200 since January of 2023. That's how long it's been. So is this the dip of all motherlode dips? We'll have to see. We got earnings coming up on the end of February. And yeah, we did have earnings from AMD, which did have a little bit of disappointment as far as their data servers goes. But you know, when Nvidia is the cream of the crop, you know, yeah, we know AMD is going to have a tough time eating away at that that market. So, but nonetheless, Lisa Su, she's a great CEO and all that good stuff. So AMD continues to be a really solid, more affordable option, and they've got great partnerships with Microsoft and all that. So yeah, but as far as the chart goes, yeah, AMD's going through some pain. It's not in a great spot, as it almost tumbled down to the 100 level. It did hit about 106 area, and we may even see sub 100 prices on AMD soon, but we'll have to see. But as of right now, yeah, it's trading below the key moving averages, such as the 200 and the daily 50. And you know, this week, you know, as far as everything goes, it's been a lot going on as far as the economic data front. You know, we've had a lot of jobs data. You know, yesterday we had the JOLTS, which came in a little bit softer. We had the ADP non-farm employment change, which came in a little bit better. The prior month was also revised higher. We've had the ISM data. And tomorrow we get another round of economic data with the weekly unemployment claims, as well as the challenger job cuts. And then we got a few more Fed speakers. And then look, on Friday, we end things up with the unemployment rate and the non-farm the non-farm employment change as well, and then some more Fed speakers. So you know, this week continues to be very job data driven. So we'll just have to keep things going. Let's get into a look at how the main ETFs are setting up. We can see that the Qs, yeah, we're just kind of in this zone here between 512 and 533. The Qs have had a nice recovery off that sell-off, that initial sell-off over the weekend. And now we're looking to see if it can set itself up to come back through to this 533 mark. But as you can see, we still have not retaken over that December sell-off, and until we get out of this range, you know, what what else can you do? We're just kind of waiting for things to break out. As far as the intraday goes, it was relatively quiet. You know, when we had our European close, that's when things got a little bit more spicy, and we had this big push to the upside. And then for the longest time, we just consolidated up until about 3:30, even 3:50. Yeah, it wasn't until about 3:50 that we finally kind of started to break through and ramp up, and now things have kind of quieted off since the bell is rung. But yeah, a very strong move between 11:30 and about 12:15, and then we just went sideways up until the end of the day. So a pretty decent day overall, especially, you know, like I said, the small caps were pretty solid in general. Let's go take a look at the SPY, see how things are looking as far as the S&P 500 goes. A little bit better compared to the Qs, but we are still in a neutral zone here. Like I said, same thing, recovery from the weekend sell-off. Looks like we're trying to make our way back up to the 610 area. I'm going to remove this drawing here because that's already been taken care of. So the next spot that we need to pay attention to is definitely the 610, 611 zone if things want to continue to push higher. The one thing that I do want to point out here as far as, you know, some of these squeezes, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that we got some red markings here, 2-day, 3-day, and 4-day. Those are multiple time frame squeezes. So if we turn this into a 1-year, 2-day chart, we can see it a little bit better, that these multi-day squeezes are still setting up, and whenever these things start to fire, then we could get a pretty sizable move off of them. So yeah, if these 2-day and 3-day squeezes start to shoot to the long side, we could very well see much higher prices in the near future. So that is something that we want to continue to keep an eye on as we progress. But all right, let's take a look at a few other things. Like I said, the small caps, we did get a nice recovery. I've been holding on to the February contracts here through that little bit of a sell-off off the news, and since then it's been a great hold. But yeah, we've come back right up to where we were when we got in. So now we're just sitting to see if we can break above 230 and push towards 233, even 235. So that's definitely something that I am keeping an eye on as well. There's plenty of solid names to keep an eye on. Meta continues to look pretty strong. Google had a pretty interesting reaction to their earnings, but look where it's sitting. I mean, it's pretty much sitting where it's been sitting all along. We had the nice little ramp up into the earnings, and you got that sell off. Maybe a little bit of surprise on how much they are actually spending on AI, and a lot of people are questioning, you know, is that even necessary? But when we look at Google as a whole, you know, we can see that we are still pretty much sitting where the prior breakout occurred, down here at about the 190 area. We're holding on to the daily 50 simple moving average. I know several people in the Discord bought the dip here, and you know, we even still have longer term players that are looking to buy the daily 200 if it comes back to it. And yeah, this is not broken. I mean, if anything, we went from a max bull to neutral, which is still okay, but we're still holding structure, and we're still holding the prior all-time high. I don't see anything wrong with this chart. Nothing's truly busted on it just yet. But yeah, there's lots of interesting names out there, such as Amazon continues to look pretty strong. Meta is good. Walmart looks really solid here. New lifetime highs again on Walmart, breaking out into the 102.50s by the dip mode on Walmart. JP Morgan and a lot of the financial names continue to look pretty solid in general. Let me go back to this JP Morgan, because we did highlight this one not too long ago, and look what it's doing. We hit our 269 target. The next key spot is going to be about the 279, 280 level. So again, there's lots of really solid names out there. CrowdStrike continues to be impressive. Breakout on that one, 419. And then, if you're looking for something bearish or anything like that, you got Best Buy, but Best Buy is, pulling up with everything else. So this overall market does seem to want to go higher. It's just a matter of, are these semiconductors going to eventually wake up or not? If so, do we get that rotation? Are small caps going to finally push to the upside? How are the home builders doing? How are the builders, transportation? There's just a lot of interesting things going on right now. But the Dow. I know we haven't mentioned the Dow yet. Look at the Dow about to break out into new all-time highs again. 451.55 is the mark to break, and she's knocking on the door. So all signals look to be pretty good up here. We'll keep it up. All right, guys. As far as everything else goes, continued dip buy seems to be the name of the game still, and anytime that we get some sort of minor sell off, the bulls continue to step in and buy the dip, even if we get these like intraday tape bombs where they just kind of sell off on the tape. They continue to get bought up. So bulls, they're not scared. Bears, yeah, bears are they're kind of wussies, if you ask me. So here we go. Let's see if they can continue to fight, and we can push up to new all-time highs. 610 is on the deck. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Be good, trade smart towards the end of the week, and don't let them have anything back. All right, guys, I will see you all on the trading floor tomorrow.